gives you a whole new way to badger your friends about their relationship status. Isn't this great?
Yeah, I wonder if you noticed this if you're on Facebook. Over the weekend, Facebook added the Ask button. The tool pops up next to anything your friends have left blank in their About section. And of course, that includes relationship status. Ask requests cannot be done anonymously. Instead, Facebook requests you leave a note to your friend. A Facebook spokesperson says on the Daily Dot that there's no way to prevent the Ask button from showing up on your page. So you can't disable the Ask button. So I think it would be really fun to try this out where I ask you, have you left anything on your About section blank? Is your relationship status?
Yeah, everything on my About section is blank.
Oh, okay.
You think I get on there and start filling out all the movies I love?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like where you graduated from college, where you work, that kind of thing.
I keep it pretty basic.
Generic?
Yeah, pretty generic. But I don't, you know, I'm not one of those that's like on it all the time either.
But even if you didn't have WBAR, it's where you work. There will be an Ask button, it's my understanding about that. So I could ask you, hey, where are you working these days, lady?
Hey, and I would tell you.
Yeah. because
That's
you
not
know
offensive.
me.
But if somebody said to me, questioned my relationship status, I might be a little bit like, well, wouldn't you, if you were my friend, you would know, right?
But you know how we've talked about how we end up with people on our Facebook, no matter how hard we try, that we don't really know.
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, if you're going through, Dan, we're going to bring you in on this conversation.
Sure.
Textpart Dan Thompson, by the way. You know, if you are, you know, going through troubles in your marriage and, you know, there's something that could be really offensive to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm kind of known to joke with people about their relationship status. There's a couple of guys at work that have been dating girls for a while.
And they won't put it on there?
Anytime they, you know, come in with an expression on their face, I'm like, did you get engaged? You know what I mean? just joking with them. But it could definitely, you know, in the wrong circumstance, could be bad.
I put married on mine because I don't want, I just want people to know I'm married. To me, it's like wearing my wedding ring. I want everyone to know I'm married. I don't want anybody, you know, like old boyfriend asking me, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
No, I'm teasing. That was funny.
That was. This was very interesting.
That was awkward. I'm sorry.
It was very interesting. I just learned a lot about you. I thought I knew everything. All right. We're going to move on now, Dan. And we've got
Dan.
Hey, Dan.
I'm glad I could be here for that.
Dan, just a moment.
I think she needs
you about.
I think she needs some emotional support.
It sounds like we should go through her friends.
A lot of old boyfriends in this one's life. I'm just kidding. Okay. We are talking about travel apps for not only the traveler who just likes to, you know, head up to the beach or maybe to the Grand Canyon, travel, you know, in the United States, but also those who like to jump out and be a little bit more adventurous overseas.
Yeah.
That's what you're focusing on now.
That's right. Yeah, so you guys, we've talked about this many times. I love traveling all over the place, but specifically I love getting out of the country and just kind of exploring the world that is out there. And first off, let me say, if you've never left the United States, I mean, I get there's financial issues that need to be dealt with, but man, leaving the United States is such an impactful experience, or at least it has been in my life. Just seeing how the rest of the world lives, and just seeing, you know, that the reality in the United States is not necessarily the reality that the rest of the world experiences. So
you are a world traveler.
It has been. I am. Yes.
It's a passion. It is one of your
I'm going to ask you
I was
that.
about to say something and you threw me off. So
yeah. It's a passion for you, and you photograph it and you share that with people.
Yeah, and so it's fun. But along with that, right, is there's some daydreaming involved. There's some, hey, I've never heard of this place before. I wonder, could I go there, or is it? Can you not travel there? So, so the app that we'll start off with is an app called Triposo. It's TRIPOSO. It's on iPhone and Android. And essentially, what this is it's basically a guidebook for these different countries that you can download right to your phone. So my current travel fantasy is Bhutan. It's a little country just north of India, south of China, right beside Nepal. And so it's just a neat little Himalayan country. It's had kings for most of the recent history. Just recently, like in the 70s, they switched to like a democracy. And it was a closed country for a long time. So it's like one of those places on earth where it's a very preserved culture the way it has been for years and years, and
aren't they the happiest place on earth?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have gross domestic product, and they have gross domestic happiness.
I've read about them. It's very intriguing.
Yeah, it's so.
Are you
really
going to go?
I am planning to go. I don't know when, but I do want to go.
So they
your
let
list.
you in now. You can
Yeah,
travel there.
You can absolutely travel there. And what's cool about the app, so it has things like electricity plugs. So, practical things like, what kind of plug should I
Do
bring?
I need to take a converter?
Yeah, exactly. Will my power work? And then other things, just like history and culture and the wildlife that you can find there. And so it's a cool app just to do some daydreaming. But then once you are say, hey, yes, I'm definitely going to go here, it has awesome recommendations so you can sort destinations and places by popularity. So you can see, these are the best spots to go to. So you don't waste your time once you get there.
Is it free?
It is free, yeah,
Even if
absolutely.
you download the information about the
Yes,
country?
and that's what's really cool. So these are all user-submitted reviews and guides, but they are like total books. So the other one, Mike and I were talking in the break, Africa is another place I've always wanted to go that I haven't made it to yet. Tanzania is probably the country that I would like to go to most. The guidebook for it is humongous, and it just shows you, like, here's the parks you go to, here's the parks you avoid. And then, for someone like me, like when I travel, I don't travel for months at a time. I'm working on a vacation like the rest of the U.S.
You go, what, a week or two?
You go a couple weeks at a time, yeah. And so, like, when you just have that amount of time, you don't want to be wasting time going to places that aren't any good.
Maximize it.
That's right.
For
that's right.
sure.
So that's overseas travel. Let's reel it back in just real quickly on our last couple of minutes here and talk about local travel. So if you're traveling around the U.S., Abby, you and I were on the WBR show. We're talking about, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten back from a place and somebody said, oh, well, you went to, Myrtle Beach. Surely you tried out the shrimp dock or whatever. And I was like, no, I've never actually heard of that place. Well, so the app Yelp, which is
Love Yelp.
website's been around for years and years and years. They have an awesome app. And what you can do is you can say, near me. It's a little button you can click, and it shows you all the top-rated things around you. So like restaurants, bars, coffee houses, tea houses, things like that. Really cool way to find out about restaurants that you would never have heard about otherwise. So just a fun app to use while you're there.
I want to know what foodies, where they're eating
Yeah.
when I go to a
that's how
city.
you find out.
And you can read all the reviews and know exactly what dish to order when you get there.
Yes.
The only problem I ran into, because we just used this when we were in Charleston, is if you find something on Yelp that's near you and they might not have any open reservations.
Oh, right,
If they're
right,
really
yeah,
good, then
You go to Open Table and
Yes.
use their
That's true.
one half leads to another, doesn't
Yes,
it?
that's right. That's right.
Dan, I want to hear more about this little perfect country next time on our show. So you need to
We'll
go
talk
there.
Thanks, Dan.
And we'll be right back after this.